This is John Charles. It's very important. We're looking at the Franklin Hooper history and looking at the patents and things like that. Black community is trying to go into that and steal it right now. I'm a white male. There are no blacks in my trust that are directly connected to the principalities or the heirship legally. So what we have is a problem with my family being dominated by blacks in the greater Seattle area and being used and acting like idiots, not understanding why they are losing the money that they take out. It is an idiotic situation. We have other kids coming from around the world controlled by David Bayless and his sister, who are actually shooting people up with drugs, trying to call them drug addicts, and having these drug addicts move this money illegally, breaking into banks, stealing keys, linked to Salin Segali. We're very much in a trust that is linked to Las Vegas and linked to Europe and Royal Europe and linked to shipping. What I've identified is somebody who has broken into my dad's residence at Merrill Gordon's. He was allowed in with a key. He may have sifted through the mail. He is in rehab right now, and he is handing out bank codes that he has received there. Famos is standing there. Shelley, who is the manager, is involved with Charlie Wright and the Merrill family. I have a son that looks similar to me and is traveling probably with Jomi Wright or Jomi Raymond, George Raymond, the son-in-laws of the nephews of the Wrights, and their son, trying to be Rick and John Charles in different locations. It's multiple locations, maybe 100 in Europe that our family is linked to royally. This is private information. The German industry and candy industry and shipping industry in America is not, it's private information. It wasn't supposed to be released to these families. The antiquities being released, I've witnessed without being aware of what they were doing. John of Gaunt, which is King John, and his niece, Princess Felipa of Portugal. This bloodline goes to Queen Isabella of Spain, Portugal, and it links to Columbus. And there were, this is a the curated artifacts are set up and registered in this for us to curate. Charlie Wright was somebody managed the Seattle Art Museum and ran into these antiquities and tried to deny my ownership. It was stated I was to curate there. Charlie talked to me briefly. I said I would accept the job, but instead he chose to rob the passports that were put in with the antiquities for me to meet with my family and business contacts around the world to go ahead and put this together. This is why the post right below this is so important, as he is involved in several museums and linked to several of the business patents that linked to automotive and linked to just several different things. We can go into this for hours, but his name is John Jonas. He is a half black male. Several blacks traveling with my information illegally, keeping me human trafficked in Seattle, linked to corruption from Poland and Russia, citizens taking over passports of other people who are going on trips and they're going in and occupying the houses here. We have a problem with Europe in our state treasuries taking over jobs, and this has been set up for a long time. I've considered it a financial attack on the United States of America. Chris, the Sharma family, very involved in writing these one of these articles that I posted, already looking for these patents and going in and attacking these trust accounts that were put up on Windows 7 and not allowed to switch over since Windows 7, when it gets upload or update to Windows 8, it still stays Windows 7. So these initial hacks in this Windows 7 are still deeply rooted, and we won't be able to correct it. We have to find ways to change our libraries, change our police force computers, change the mayor's office computers. This is not a public trust. This is a private trust. I'm written in the federal divisions of this trust, and I am a principal. I have clearances. I have been passed. As far as a policeman or a FBI officer or even CIA, I do have the right to have them arrested for going into my trust. It is not their money. It's not their money to manage. It is mine, and that is what I'm choosing right now. Any FBI traveling with a passport with my name on it, I want them arrested. This has Mark Kapinski's name on it. That's the trust that we're linked. Jonas went through airport security with Morgan Kvinsky. He is traveling possibly through Europe right now with My Finance. He's half black. He's been doing it for a long time. He's linked to Joe Bucky and organized crime. This is as much as I can put in right now. This video is almost over.